What? Now what? What? You
Now
usually do your
we
intro.
are a go. Thank you.
Okay, we are a go.
And welcome to Roleplay Cafe. We're here again to join Todd, who's going to lead us down the horrific, dangerous, torturous path leading into Joth once more.
Oh. And loving it.
And loving it.
And loving it. Right. Loving every minute of it. Okay. So, this is session 21 of Chronicles of Joth. And actually, we are picking up from session 19 because now we've got a split group going on here.
Oh, boy.
And in session 19, Ignatius and Malwesh headed downstream from Blackfish Bay. They were going to Savory Cove because they wanted to sell that golden fox's pelt for a good sum of gold pieces that they knew they could only get down at Savory Cove. So they took a supply boat and left Blackfish Bay. But on the way, their boat was attacked by bullywugs, or wugs as they're called locally, and Malwish, which was John's character, and Ignatius, which was Dell's character, were captured. And David, you were not there, right?
No.
No. Okay. But while they were captured, they met up with the ever-charming Gary Charmand, brought to us by our good friend Jason Graham. And the three of them, was it just the three of them? Gosh, I can't remember now. No, there was also Gus, because Justin was there too. And they were held captive in some wicker cages by the bullywugs. But they were able to break free and get some of their gear back, kill the chieftain of the bullywugs.
What?
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. And they grabbed whatever treasure he had. Actually, no.
Nope.
He just grabbed the treasure. Tell anybody.
Why am I not surprised at that?
Yes. And they ran off into the swamp in the middle of the night. Okay. Well, probably getting close to sunrise by the time this happened. Okay. So we're going to jump ahead. I need to Dell, I'm not going to put a map up, okay? I'm going to keep track of where you guys are on my own map, okay? And I'll put that up later, but for now it's just endless tracks of swamp and buzzing, biting insects. You quickly lose track of Gary and Gus in the as you flee from this village of bullywugs, because the alarm had been raised and they were starting a pursuit of you guys. All right. So what I want you to do is roll me a 6-sided dice and roll 20. Okay. And I'm gonna see. I know you guys we went straight up out of the village, so I'm going to see which direction you go from there. Okay, so you rolled a 2. Okay, so you're trekking through knee to waist high swamp water. No sign of anything. All right, I'm going to roll here. Okay. All right. So, Maximilian, you were also on that boat that...
No boats? Okay.
No. Actually, other way around. You were on a boat that had been coming upriver.
Okay.
From Savory Cove. All right.
Okay.
And on that boat had been some members of the Crimson Moons. They are one of the Order of Seekers from Joth.
Mm-hmm.
that go out and find treasure that's put towards the tithe or tribute to Great Thraxus. All right.
Mm-hmm.
You are not a Crimson Moon, but you had been hired by them
Mm-hmm.
in hopes. I don't know whether you eventually want to join them or not, but
Mm-hmm.
as an actual seeker of that order.
Mm-hmm.
But as far as seekers go, they're pretty tied up in Thraxus. All right,
Okay.
the priests of Thraxus back the Crimson Moons,
Mm-hmm.
and most members seem to be full-on believers,
That's what I was gonna
followers
ask. Okay.
of the great god,
Okay.
great dragon god. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
whether you are or not is up to you. Maybe
Mm-hmm.
you're just doing it for the money. All right.
Is there any academic incentive in this, do you think, at all? Or is this purely,
How do you mean?
well, being Maximilian's background and what he is there, he's not the most physical or direct confrontational type of person. So,
Right.
is there, or is this enough of an incentive for him to basically stick his neck out, is what I'm getting at. What do you think, the way things are or things go? I guess I could make him, it would make more sense maybe if he was a follower of sorts, that in my mind, that would give him more of a reason to do so,
To be with those people,
yeah,
and to maybe support what they're trying to do.
Yes, yep. Exactly.
Okay. All right.
If that makes sense.
Yes, I think that does. So,
Okay.
okay. So maybe you are, you want to join the Crimson Moons.
Mm-hmm.
You're trying to prove yourself to them.
Okay, there you go.
All right.
Yep.
And you were with them as they were traveling from Joth to Blackfish Bay,
Mm-hmm.
a number of them. And there was others that had been hired along the way, and you were one of them.
Okay.
Their mission was to deliver a young well witch named Yaris to Blackfish Bay so that they could... Now, do you remember anything about the well witches and what they do?
A little bit.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I'll remind our viewers.
Oh, okay.
The well witches are they're a suborder of worshippers of Yorkai, who's the goddess of the White Door that guards the entrance to the lands of the dead, but also she's goddess of portals, crossroads, traveling, and such. The well witches are used in Joth to open up portals through pools of water that the seekers use to travel to and from various sites that they're trying to exploit for treasure that is put towards the tithe for Thraxus, right? So you had heard through your discussions with members of this party that the Seekers had never actually established a foothold in Blackfish Bay. There'd been no reason to. They thought it was a bit of a backwater. Word has it that the wax that has been covering the realms around Joth hadn't even made it that far for one reason or another. But there had been some dire warnings that perhaps the wax was in fact going to make its presence known in that region, and so the Seekers, the Crimson Moon Seekers, were sent there to establish a foothold in case that happened.
Okay.
All right, that they would be prepared for the coming of the wax. All right.
Mm-hmm.
So Yaris was the young well witch that this party had been charged with safely delivering to Blackfish Bay so that she could in fact open a portal back to Joth.
Okay.
And then they could start exploiting the area. I mean, not exploiting the area, I mean saving the area from the wax. All right.
Okay. Mm-hmm. just
Okay.
in case.
Yeah. So, your party had been attacked by bullywugs,
Mm-hmm.
and you had managed to escape. You had actually been with a fighter named Kaiben,
Mm-hmm.
and you and him had escaped into the swamp, but you had become separated in the days since. Okay.
Yep.
So now, Ignatius. What does Ignatius look like? Adele.
Ignatius is
Uh-oh. Did we lose him again?
Adele, you're muted.
Ignatius is a young 19-year-old. He's very corn-fed, and he wears peasantry garb, pretty much. He's a big old boy, kind of picture of like Little John, right? But he's got a pole arm that he uses, and right now he's going through the swamp using it to fill out areas so he won't drop off into a deeper, just kind of feeling his way around. But yeah, he's a hardy boy. He's a hardy boy. So
Okay.
and very boisterous.
Right. Okay. So, Maximilian, this is the person you see
Mm-hmm.
traipsing through the swamp. You are concealed at this moment.
Mm-hmm.
Where might you be concealed?
Let's see. We're in a swamp basically right now.
Yep.
Okay, so I would say that maybe there's like one of those kind of like a tree that maybe kind of would look something akin to like a weeping willow,
Right.
with long sagging tree limbs, and kind of except a lot more dense than that. So I would say that Maximilian was maybe leaning up against this tree, catching his breath and trying to find relief from the clouds of gnats and mosquitoes that are probably in the air, thick in the air. And he kind of looks up and he sees this person kind of come out of the swamp. All of a sudden, he's there.
Right. Okay. So let's see. You see him,
Mm-hmm.
Del.
Yeah.
Let's see if you see Maximilian in his hiding spot. Okay.
All right.
So you can just roll a 1d6, please. And a 1 or a 2 will. No, 2. All right. So, yeah, you can see Maximilian there in his hiding spot.
Okay, yeah, I'm prodding along with my pole arm, and I stop for a second, swat some mosquitoes on my neck, breathe and look around, and I notice you in the corner. First, it's like my eyes dilate a little bit, trying to see what I'm seeing. You there? I point and raise the pole up and point in your direction.
Okay.
Oh, who you be?
I will. I'll push myself off of the trunk of the tree, and kind of it's a useless action at this point. But he'll kind of gather his cloak and his robes, and kind of pull them up out of the muck a little bit, and take a few steps towards and give this gentleman somewhat of a curt bow of sorts, and I will say. I am Maximilian at your service, sir. And you?
Okay, my eye goes up a little bit like Spock. A fop? Out here in the swamp? Have you not seen my colleagues come past here? I lost track of them. Man. Where did you come from?
I say, irregardless of your insult to me, sir, I will. I have seen no one. You are the first one I have seen in perhaps a day. I also have been separated from my party.
Perhaps it's best we remain in company.
I'll give him another curt bow of sorts and say, "You have me at a disservice, and you are."
My name is Ignatius, the Bold, and I puff up my chest a little bit, and then plant my pole arm in the muck even
Okay.
deeper with a splash.
Are you familiar with this area, Ignatius?
No, we were bound up in wrought cages by the wugs. We've managed to escape, but I've lost my party since. Just trying to find some high ground.
They'll kind of look around, kind of in not surprised, but in like what wugs? Are they nearby?
I would hope not, but yes, it seems I've been walking in circles. Probably, if I knew where to get to some high ground, I need to get to Savory Cove, or perhaps the river. Board a ship and head that way.
Right. So, at this time in your discussion, let's see, roll 6-sided dice. Somebody roll 6-sided dice.
All right.
Got it, Dale.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ooh, a 1.
A 1. Oh no.
Just don't roll a 1.
5. Okay, so let's see. That means you are surprised.
Oh man.
Oh yeah. Okay.
I was too enthralled with my own company.
You were too enthralled. Okay. So let's see. Where are we here? I'm just looking up okay. So surprise side. Okay. May not generally evade. Okay. So the referee may rule that environmental conditions give a small chance of evasion even when surprised, as above. For example, 10% chance of evasion. Okay, so you are a very small fleeing-sized group, and chance of evasion normally is 90% if you've got more than 4 pursuers, right? This says you may not evade. So, because they surprised you. Okay. So I am going to give you, because you're in a swamp, I'm going to give you a 30% chance of being able to evade. Okay. So let's see what happens with that. So one of you make a.
Still rolling, Dale.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, sorry. 30%.
Yeah.
Right, 2d10s.
Yep. Or a 1d10.
There you go.
Oh.
Oh yes.
Okay. Excellent. So, very good. So what happens is you can hear. You do have a chance. They do surprise you, but there's a party. You don't know how many, but there's definitely more than 4 wugs.
Oh, not the wugs.
Yeah. And they're on your tail. But through your own guile, you two are able to evade them the rest of that day. Right? Okay.
Yeah.
Are we aware of them or no?
Are you aware of them?
That they're
you have evaded them. Okay.
So they're trailing us, but okay.
Yeah,
So-
right after
no,
describing them to you, my eye cocks up and then I catch a whiff of their presence or whatever, grab you and we,
No,
duck
they're
you
not
under.
pursuing you because they've lost that you've evaded them. Okay.
Oh, I know. I mean, initially that's how
Yeah.
we would have did it, and then kind of let them pass and skirted around them for the rest of the time.
Right.
Okay.
But it would have been like, just running for your lives sort of thing, not really taking into consideration what direction you were heading or anything like that.
Okay.
So one of you, please roll 6-sided dice, and I'm going to determine
Hey, go ahead.
which
Dave.
direction
I've
you're
been
actually
holding the die
heading.
roller.
Oh, you want me to screw this up?
man.
Okay. All right. Okay. Here we go. Okay. Been going so well. 3.
3.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. 3. Okay. Interesting. Okay. Now, so you've been running most of the day.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, not like full out running, but you've been trying to keep away from them. You're
Yeah.
pretty sure by nightfall that you have evaded them. All right.
Mm-hmm.
They're no longer on your trail. You're not quite sure where you are. All right. Hungry and thirsty. Maximilian, did you have a water skin upon you or anything like that?
I believe I did. Yes. Yes, I believe that was part of my
Ignatius, how
retinue.
about you?
Well, no, I don't believe so.
No. Okay, so you've got one water skin between the two of you.
There.
Okay.
Yes, I do have one. Yes.
Okay, so I can say that by the morning,
Mm-hmm.
that water skin will be depleted.
Oh boy.
You're going to have to do you have any food on you?
Let's see. I have yes. Yes, 1 week of dry.
Okay. Good.
So if that seems to make sense, being my circumstances, yes.
Yeah, you weren't
Okay.
ever captured or anything like that. You just
Okay.
I would
got
have been
away.
stripped of mine, I believe.
You would have been stripped. Yeah.
Okay.
So one water skin that's going to be empty by morning. So the next day
Mhm.
you're going to have to try and forage, try and find some fresh water,
Mm-hmm.
or take your chances on the swamp water.
Curse the stagnant pool. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Water everywhere.
And hopefully we don't get interrupted in your foraging by
Anything.
by anything. Okay. So just a second here. I gotta grab let's see where this man. Let's see. Okay. All right. Let's see here. All right. So probably a bit of a miserable night.
Mm-hmm. I would think so.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Overcast. Maybe a light rain is falling. The bugs are bothering you. You're hungry. Well, no, you got your rations, so no, I'm sorry, you're hungry. Maybe a little parched, but you're running low on water, so you have to take care of that the next day. Okay, so do you make a fire or anything like that during the night, or you just stay in the darkness?
Well, if
Will a fire attract those bugs that
What do you
were?
think? I don't know.
well, I mean, me when I went under, ducking under, I've coated myself with the green.
Well,
But,
I was asking Ignatius. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I found that it keeps them off me. You know what I mean?
What, being covered in muck?
Well, yeah. Whenever I ducked out of the way of the bullywugs, that's what my first response was. So
The bugs, rather. Yeah.
Immediately after that, I kind of the bug kind of keeps the bugs off of me.
Oh,
I'll
okay.
spread a little mud on me. You'll see as I've gone through there, and it does a little camouflage, which may be why we help skirt around the bullywugs. But anyway, I'm not starting a campfire. I can on this you know what I mean, this terrain. If we're still waist deep.
Oh, okay.
I'm
Yeah,
starting to
well,
drift.
yeah, or maybe something. I don't know. I mean, you'd have to come up with that idea.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Right.
Yeah, I'm just
So I
cursing the
guess-
stagnant pools.
I think that will be a negative then on the fire for the night. It
Yes.
sounds like.
Okay. All right.
And Maximilian's forest craft is not up to the snuff of that anyway, I don't think.
Okay. All right. So you spend the evening in the
Even more
dark.
miserable. Yeah.
even more miserable. Yes. You occasionally hear things out there in the swamp moving around, but nothing bothers you. Okay. The next day, just pouring down rain.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see, first of all, if you can get some idea of your surroundings. So one of you, please roll a 6-sided dice.
You gonna do it, Dave?
Okay, keep going. Okay, all right. A 1.
Oh, Okay, good. Good. All right. So Maximilian, actually through the downpour, you look in a direction, and you're pretty sure you see hills.
Okay.
All right.
I will put my put a hand on Ignatius's shoulder.
Yeah.
Directly getting a handful of grime, but I will and then I will point and squint and say, "Do you see that? Does that look like an end to the swamp? There, see it?"
I rub my hand across my eyes, trying to clear them more. And
it is. It has to be.
I believe you're right. And then I start, trudging forward through the swamp, even a faster rate. You can tell I'm visibly more excited.
Yeah. Well, yeah. So as you head in that direction, sure enough, within a few miles, even through this downpour, you can continue to see that there are indeed hills in the direction that you're going. Okay.
Okay. Yep.
And in time, you come out of the swamp.
Nice.
Yes.
Into some wooded hills.
Okay. All right.
That rise up above the swamp.
Nice.
Okay. So I want you to roll. Now that you come out of there. Okay. Roll 6-sided dice, one of you, and we'll see if you've got. Actually, you know what? No. You don't. No. You don't do it. I do it. I do it. I'm doing it. Hold on.
Yeah. First thing I would do is strip down and get a shower in the rain, wash my clothes, and.
Okay. All right. So here's the deal. Okay, the hills, and you're pretty sure that the hills are south of the swamp that you just came out of.
Okay.
All right. And as you look to what you think is the south, those hills continue off into the distance until they're obliterated by the rainfall.
Okay.
You can see that what you think is to the east is the swamp continuing off for at least a few miles.
Okay. All right.
All right.
Fair enough. Yep.
And you can see that, yes, there is indeed a line of hills running roughly what you would think is southeast from your position.
Okay, more hills that way. Okay. Yeah.
Right. So feel free to draw your own map at this point.
I'm sketching.
Yeah, sketch ahead. All right. All right.
Does this ring any bells or jar your memory of anything?
I'm peering around. Is it still raining, Todd? Yeah. You said.
Oh yeah. It's still raining. Yep.
So maybe we could still get to one of the taller hills and maybe have a look around. Possibly. Is it that? Are they that tall, Todd? Or are they not really?
They're not super tall.
Okay. Yeah, I want to get to that area and change out, wash the clothes, and whatnot.
Yeah, and your chances of finding fresh water are probably a lot better here.
Yeah.
In these hills, if you're going to be doing some foraging rolls, okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm trying to find a river leads to Savory Cove.
Right.
To find that river is what I'm saying.
You need to find that river. So from your vantage point, let me see. Usually what they say is that you've got about 12 miles that you can see from a half-decent vantage point. You can see 12 miles into the distance.
Well, with the rain,
so,
obscured.
But with the rain, that's going to be kind of cut. From your position, you can see the swamp continuing north and east of your position, while the hills run to the south and southeast from your position. You're actually at where you are now is pretty much the beginning, the beginning of these hills.
Okay.
And then they run southeast, okay, and a little bit to the south. But you can't see an end to the hills, and in whatever direction you're looking to the north or the east, you can't see a river.
What's west and southwest?
What's west and southwest is looks like more hills, and to the west looks like swamp.
Oh, sheesh. Okay.
Okay.
So swamp to the west, southwest is hills. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
If we're at the precipice of a hill, I'm gonna, I'm gonna point the southeasterly direction, and let's stay away from the swamp, shall we? And I reckon Savory Cove is in this direction. We should go there and pick up on the river.
Okay. Maximilian shrugs and assumes this man knows what he's talking about. So, okay.
Yeah, that's a huge assumption.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. So, but right now your main need is you gotta find some water.
Yeah.
Well, it's rainwater here. Are you wearing a helmet or anything? Or what do you wear on your head?
Oh, I could just flip my head up.
Yeah, you could. Yeah.
No, I'll take any kind of leaf or whatever, catch it, any kind of a basin,
Okay.
curvature
So
of
what
bark or
I'll
whatever.
do then is let's just say you've got a 3 instead of your normal 1 in 6 chance of foraging. We'll give you a 4 in 6 chance
Okay.
of getting enough water, so
Okay.
to not have any dire consequences.
Yeah, rainwater. Okay.
Rainwater. Okay. So.
Yep.
All right.
Can you collect enough? Oh, yeah. All right. Okay, so that's going to take a good chunk of your time is just getting enough water to fill that water.
Okay. Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
So that's like your main thing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Got it.
Is getting enough water. Right.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay. And while that happens, I'll see if anything else happens. No. Okay. All right. So there is no other encounters or anything the rest of that day. Okay, so okay, super. All right. Next day, weather.
More weather.
Let's
It's
see.
always weather.
Okay. All right. So just actually, the rain clouds are clearing out. All right, and there's still some clouds, but the sun's poking through.
Mm-hmm.
So now, from your vantage point, you can see to the northwest, in the distance, across the swamp.
Mm-hmm.
You can make out the line of a river
To the northwest. Okay.
through the swamp.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, man. Jeez.
Okay. So not to the southeast, but to the
No,
northwest.
I've
It
been
looks
going in
like.
the wrong
Make
direction.
actually give me a 6-sided roll. Oh, you guys are doing good. Actually,
Actually.
yes, no, because you had a 1 in 6 chance of spotting this.
Uh-huh.
The very edge of your vision to the southeast,
Uh-huh.
you can see the beginnings of a river coming out of the hills.
So it's not to the northwest.
No,
to the
it's
southeast.
both. It's both.
But that's past the hills, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, river.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So there's 2 different directions. So you want to keep going southeast like you first stated, or?
So, but when we got assaulted by the bullywogs,
Mm-hmm.
I was thinking that we got assaulted on the east side of the river, right? Or I might not have even known.
Yeah. You're pretty sure it was the east side of the river.
Yeah. So I feel fairly confident that we're headed in the right direction.
Southeast. Okay. All right. Okay.
Yeah, because I didn't cross the river; just was the swamp territory. You know what I mean?
Okay. I got you.
So
Yep.
we'll still be on that.
Okay.
Okay, so which way do you want to go?
We're going southeast through the hills towards that river.
East through the hills.
Mm-hmm. Towards that river. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so going southeast through the hills, of course, you're going to have to go down into
Mm-hmm.
small valleys and such. All right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And let's see here. I wonder if there's a way I can make my My roll secret. Let's see. What happens if I do that? That's not secret.
Do it old school.
Can you see my roll? Did you see my roll?
No, I can't see anybody with mine.
No.
Oh, you can't see my roll. Oh,
No.
okay.
Nope.
All right. Okay. So. All right. And. Okay. So you make your way into the hills.
Mm-hmm.
And you are heading southeast as far as you're concerned. All right. And this is let's see, how many days this has been. This is the morning of the third day, right? Because you were running, night, third day. Okay, good. Okay, let's just see here. And boom. Okay. All right. So you're traveling through the hills, and you come out of a small little gully, and you can see hills going south of you, and then swamp, what you think is south of you, and then swamp going what you think is west of you. All right. And that is when we will both roll 6-sided dice. One for each. You roll 6-sided dice, and I'll roll 6-sided dice. You rolled a 2. Oh gosh. Okay. So we both are surprised. Okay.
Oh man.
Makes sense.
We're both surprised. And 46 times 10.
Oh my god.
That's distance, though. Not
Okay.
not. I hope.
All right. Okay.
Oh, just
Yeah.
Todd.
So about 60 yards away, you see somebody sitting
Good.
underneath a tree.
Okay, somebody's better than something. Okay.
Okay.
Yep.
And he sees this person sees you at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
You see them.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
And you see
Immediately
this
stop moving.
person
Mhm.
scramble for a staff.
Ah.
He seems to be covered in a blanket,
Mhm.
sitting at the base of the tree, and he's scrambling to his side to find a staff that he has there. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And he puts it up in a offensive sort of stance.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And he yells at, "Who goes there? Who goes
Whoa there,
there?"
we mean you no harm. And then, now, how big is his stature?
How big is his stature?
Yeah. I mean, is he broad?
It's kind of hard to tell because he's sitting down and he's under a blanket.
Okay. I kind of look quizzically at him, then I glance over at Maximilian. Is he one of your lot? Speak with the man.
Okay. Maximilian will raise his hands up. He, what do I have? He's got some daggers, it appears to be. So he'll raise his empty hands up and say, we're lost travelers. We mean you no harm, my friend.
What is your name?
I give my my usual bow, and I say, I am Maximilian, and this is my new companion, Ignatius, the Bold.
He falls into a coughing fit
Uh-oh.
for a moment there,
Mhm.
and then finally he yells out, "It is I, Kaiben!
Oh.
Come forward!"
Really? Probably food for Jory.
Okay.
Okay. Now,
Right,
at this
right.
moment, I have to go put Sam to bed, so I'm just going to step out for
All
a
right.
second, and I'll be back. 5-minute break, okay?
Okay.
If that.
All
Okay?
right. All right.
All right. Okay. Now, I sort of missed that last part because somebody rang the doorbell.
His,
What do you-
his name's Kaiben.
Okay.
I don't know if you know him, but I don't know him.
No.
So, but he seems to, at least he gave us his name, and he seems to be non-hostile. So far, so good.
Okay. Well, heck. non-hostile, and he doesn't look like he's surrounded by anybody else or no other. Okay. So,
Yep.
but maybe he knows.
Yeah, maybe he.
Some information we can shake him
But
down.
why is he around here? I wonder.
We can roll him. Yeah. No, I mean we. Oh jeez. Nah, he may help us. We're lucky with the dice rolls.
Yeah.
So far, so good.
Yeah. No kidding.
What a loser.
He doesn't hold back on the random roll. So.
It's totally up to the dice.
Yeah, we did pretty good, I think.
Yeah. Oh heck! Since he's taking a 5, we'll go grab him a drink.
Okay. All right.
Go
Okay.
right back. Bathroom break. Man.
Okay.
All right.
Yep.
He's there.
Yep.
Okay. All right. So we're back. Yeah. So you had just realized that the person you were talking to was none other than Kaiben, one of the Crimson Moons.
Ah, he is. Okay, I wasn't sure.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Yes. Okay.
So Kaiben is okay.
See if we can see a picture of Kaiben. Do I have a picture of Kaiben?
So he is one of your fellows.
Yeah, he is. Turns out, yes. So I was mistaken. So we won't be rolling him over as you.
Good eve, sir.
Kaiben.
Looks like you're worse for wear, same as us.
What would the right? What would the what?
He is under a heavy blanket under this tree. He looks. Can you see him there?
Yep.
Yeah. He looks a lot worse than that. He's got plate mail on. You can see that. That's seen better days. All right.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
He is, and he doesn't look very good himself.
Uh-oh. Okay.
Yes. Okay. He, as you approach him, you see that as he coughs, small particles come out of his mouth and hang in the air.
Ooh.
Okay.
Okay. I will stop short and put my arm in front of Ignatius, and I will put my sleeve over my mouth, and I will say, Kaiben, you don't look well, my friend.
I have... No, wait, that's not Kaiben. That's me. That's I have been better, my friend. Much better. I fear my time is at an end. And with every cough, yeah, you can see these particles come out. Why don't you make any of you make an intelligence check?
Okay. Oh boy. 5.
5. That's well underneath.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So you're pretty sure that those are some kind of spore.
Spores, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Same for me.
Me too. Okay.
I say, Kaiben, how did you get here? From which direction did you come? Where are the others?
All, I have no idea where the others are, he says. I came across a horrible scene a few days ago. There was a wolf that was encased in a tree, and I made the mistake of getting too close to it, and it coughed upon me, and I breathed in something foul. The next morning, when I awoke, I found myself like this. And he throws back the blankets, and you can see that there is actually thick roots growing out of his legs, rooting him to the ground.
Okay. I'll take a horrified step back.
Yeah, the same.
Kaiben, no! What have you done?
I know not. But, at first, they weren't so fibrous or tough, and I was able to cut them. Of course, they bled with my own blood. But as every night that I slept, they came back stronger and stronger, and now I cannot move from the spot. I fear, without bleeding out.
Oof.
Ignatius is tripping over himself trying to get back, and he lifts his pole. And Maximilian, we should end his suffering.
What? We can't do that. There must be something we can do. Something. And he's kind of pacing back and forth, trying to see if anything comes to mind. But nothing is coming to mind.
Nothing is coming to mind.
No, I don't think. I mean, he's kind of at a loss, but he doesn't like the idea of killing a companion of his, and then also, I feel it's a bad idea to even get any closer to him, even to do such a thing. There's a chance that you may become infected by these spores.
I fear I am a doomed man. But
well, I'll ask.
You can do me one last favor.
Anything, Ivan. What is it?
And he calls out, Yaris, come out. These are friends. And out from another tree comes, you will see her now, this young lady in a hood. All right. And you can see the tattoos of blue trailing tears coming down one side of her face. And you will know that by that mark, she is a well witch.
Ah, okay. And her name is what again?
Yaris.
Yaris the well witch, yes. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So she is very important. All right.
Yes,
okay.
very.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
And yes, he's like, promise me you will complete her mission to get to Blackfish Bay and open the portal back to Joth, so that the followers of Thraxis might bring knowledge of the great god to the heathens, so they will be saved by the wax, from the wax.
Okay. All right. I say, of course, Kyvan, of course. Just try to relax. I look at Yaris, and I take a hesitant step towards her, and I stop, and I say, you are not infected by this sickness?
And she nods that she is not. No.
Okay. All right. I'll kind of I know she's robed. I'll kind of take a look, and if I don't see anything odd, then I will. Oh, okay.
I can't see anything. No,
Okay.
She's moving. She's not rooted to the ground.
Okay. All right. I will nod then, and I guess I will turn towards Ignatius, and I will say, in a low tone, I'll say, "There's nothing more we can do here. I'm afraid we must just abandon him here in the hills and be on our way. As much as I hate to do so."
But being a courier for a I kind of say it in a low tone with a glance at her, for a well witch to take it to Blackfish Bay.
Yes, that is why.
Leads to Savory Cove.
Do I even know as far as the terrain, if how these two areas may be related, if at all?
Sure.
I know. Okay.
Yes. You actually would have gone through Savory Cove
to get to Blackfish.
to take the Mistweaver River east out of Savory Cove towards Blackfish Bay.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes.
Now,
actually, I'll just hold on.
Mm-hmm.
I'll just get you the map here, the really rough map that you guys had.
And there it is. Okay.
And there you see very vague kind of.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. There's much more to it than that, but that's kind of the basic idea.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You guys would have traveled overland from Joth to Savory Cove, skirting the wax that surrounds that region.
Mm-hmm.
The wax won't go into the swamp; it's just too damp for it.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So these swampy regions have been saved from the wax because of that. Okay.
Okay.
Your party would have gotten no farther than Heronsford, haunted Heronsford, as it's called.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't even get that far before
we had
attacked and scattered.
Okay.
All right. Okay.
Okay. So that gives us a rough idea of where we may be, very roughly. Okay.
Yes.
Yes. I say to Ignatius, I say if you can travel with me, or with us, I should say, northwards towards Blackfish, you will surely be rewarded most handsomely.
Stop for a second. It's like I'm contemplating something. My eyes go from you to the Well Witch, and I take a step toward her, and I look at her one eye as I cock my head and say, "If I do this for you, will you lend me passage to Savory Cove?"
There is, she speaks finally. She tells you there is no portal to Savory Cove. It has been bypassed. I have but one vial of water to establish a portal back to Joth, and my mission is to establish that portal from Blackfish Bay to Joth.
But Blackfish Bay is no more than a collection of hovels.
The Seekers have their reason. They have hired our services to do so, and that is what I am pledged to do, she says. I may not break my vow.
Okay. I walk back and forth, contemplation in my head, on my chin. And we shall go as far as the river and see where that takes us from there.
Okay.
So at least I'll walk y'all to the river and we'll see what goes on.
Okay.
All right. So you know that which river are you talking about? The one to the southeast or the one to the northwest? Northwest.
Well, I mean the one that we was going in the direction of, the closest to us.
Was southeast, right? Yeah.
The one that leads towards Savory Cove is the one I want to go to.
Well, you are pretty sure that the one to the southeast will lead you towards the coast.
Oh. So I've been turning around this whole time.
So
both those rivers go to the coast, okay? The one to the northwest goes southwest.
Oh, but I was going southeast. You're right. You're right. I was turned around.
Okay.
That was of my own volition, though. But so heading back there, yes, Blackfish Bay. So once I have this realization on me, I don't see anything, but I bite down. Now earlier, when I lost my companions, I did not have the fox, did I? The golden fox.
You had the fox fur? Yeah, you did.
I did?
Yeah, you got the fox fur when you were in Blackfish Bay.
No, we got it from the bullywugs. I'm saying,
yes,
did I palm it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thought you had it.
Gus and the rest of them don't, right?
I don't believe so. Okay.
Okay.
I would have to look back on that, but I'm pretty sure they don't because it was in a. You know why? It was actually being worn by the Bullywug chieftain.
Yes. Yeah.
And you went in there and got the treasure from him, so I think you got it.
Yeah, I got the gourd. I just can't remember if I got that or not.
I'm pretty sure you've got the pelt.
Okay. Realizing the error of my ways and that we're closer to the one on the south, the southeast, I'll head. We can head that way, and I'll get passage to Savory Cove afterwards.
Okay, so that will take you away from Blackfish Bay.
We want to go northwest, right? Turn around.
That's what I'm saying. You pretty much got to go back the way you
got to
came.
go back. Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's to get to Savory Cove, but she needs to get to Blackfish Bay, is what I'm saying.
No.
No, Blackfish Bay is to the northwest.
so
right.
This is okay that you're having confusion. This is great because maybe your characters are kind of confused as to which way is which and blah, 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 right? And
yeah.
We'll go with that, okay?
Yeah.
I don't want to throw down a map to you.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
no, that's fine. That's fine.
I want you to feel like you're kind of disorientated, not really sure.
Well, you know what?
Okay?
I will follow Ignatius's lead because he has been leading us so far. So there you go.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
whichever way you say, sir.
I know how dangerous Joth is, and I don't.
Well,
you know, she's not going to follow me down to Savory Cove. I've already played that hand. You know, she needs to get to Blackfish Bay.
Right.
So the direction of Blackfish Bay is where, where we need to go.
Well, she would go to Savory Cove if it eventually meant that she would get to Blackfish Bay.
Yeah.
Okay.
As long as she gets to her destination, she's good. But she's got to get to that destination.
She doesn't care.
Okay. Well, I'll put that forward to her and see, if she has that response. Basically, I'll buy her passage if we get to Savory Cove. I'll buy her passage.
So I'm going to do a reaction check for her. Okay. And do you have any charisma bonuses?
No. Hell no. It's just 8. No wonder I'm a jerk.
Okay, so that's -1, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so let's just see here. And 11. Okay, 10. All right. So she is open to that idea. Maybe considers it for a moment and then does agree, although not enthusiastically. It's not ideal to her, but she does agree that she will go to Savory Cove if that means, because as she considers it, she could book passage on a supply boat going upriver, and that would probably be a lot safer than trying to cross the swamp, right?
Yeah.
So yes, she will agree to go.
Okay. This will keep us in the hills instead of the swamp. Okay. That'll work.
So you are going to head towards the river to the southeast. Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay. All right. Okay. What about Kyvan?
There's nothing really to do for him. I don't want to get in close enough to. I don't want to cause him harm directly, and we shouldn't get any closer to him. So I will turn to, once we resolve this discussion, I will turn to Kyvan and I will bow to him, and I shall say, "Your sacrifice will be noted, and I will let the seekers know of your sacrifice and your duty. And you, sir, have my thanks for delivering the well witch to us." And I will bow to him.
Take this so they know that you have spoken to me. And he tears from a chain around his neck his sigil of the Crimson Moons, which is a red crescent moon on a black background. Okay. And he tosses it to you. It lands at your feet.
Okay, so I did a sigil from Kyvan. Okay.
A
Yep.
crimson moon sigil. And on the back, it has his name inscribed upon it.
Okay, got it. Okay, all right. I say you honor me, sir.
He bows towards you and goes into another coughing fit.
Okay,
where a
and
whole
we back
cloud
up.
of spores comes out.
Back up, back up.
Backing up.
Okay.
Backing up.
Yeah.
All right, so let's see. Okay, so let's just say that it's going to be the next day before you guys will get going. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And so this will be day 4. Day 4 of our journey. And you decide your course. So you pretty sure that river is to the southeast. So you're going to head in that direction. I'm going to roll and see if you actually do go in that direction.
Mm-hmm.
And it is okay. 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 All right. So you head down into the hill, down into the valleys in between the hills after you kind of get your bearings.
Mm-hmm.
And away you go. And at some point during the day, probably a third of your way through the day, you come out of the hills and you see swamp before you. And I forgot to see what the weather's like, just for, so it's overcast, maybe raining lightly.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. But yeah,
Okay.
there is swamp before you.
I'm exasperated right now, visibly.
Mm-hmm.
Looking for any where I can get to have some view, whether up a tree or up a hill.
You'd have to go
Land.
back into the hills
Mm-hmm.
and get up a hill. Okay.
Yeah, I think that's the best avenue. Right now.
So that will use up a good portion of your time. But yes, you can do that. Once you get there, you can see that. Okay, so what you can see from that vantage point is you get your bearings again, all right? And you see that you weren't heading southeast. You got all turned around down in the valleys, and you were heading northwest, okay?
We were or we are now?
You were before you went back up into the hills, okay?
Okay.
So, to the northwest, you can see swamp, all right?
Okay.
Off into the distance. And to the southeast, you can see hills off into the distance.
Okay.
Can't see any rivers because of the overcast, slight rain that's going on that day.
I curse continually my fate.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then there's nothing for us to do except turn on our heel and head back in the correct direction.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Now, when we're looking, is there any like settlements or anything that we can see, or any smoke?
Yeah, well, again, the cloud cover, because it's not heavy rain, but it's enough cloud cover that it's reducing your visibility. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So no, you can't.
Okay.
All right. You can just see hills to the south and southeast, swamp to the northwest, north, and northeast.
I don't want to go with that accursed swamp and the wugs. So.
Okay. So I'll let you continue in the direction you feel is southeast.
Yes.
As you go down from the hills. Okay. All right. And that will put you there by nightfall. Okay. Super. All right. And no other encounters that day. All right. water is getting a little low, so you might have to spend some time.
Did she have any provisions at all on her?
Yes, she did actually. Yes, she does.
Okay.
She has a water skin that is full, so that'll keep you going for another day. So you won't have to. Okay, if you guys ration yourselves. Okay, next day. Boom. Okay. You continue what you think is that direction. And boom. Okay. And probably about a third of the way through your day, you find the headwaters of that river.
Okay.
That is heading now from that position, it heads southwest.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you
So we're
can
at the bank of that river.
Yes, you're on the west. I would say the west bank of that river. So to speak.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
Yes. Thank Texas.
Okay. So you're going to follow that river.
Yeah, we're just going to follow it.
Okay.
Hopefully look for some kind of transport. Which way is it flowing?
It is flowing southwest.
Okay. All right. We'll follow along the river. I'm going to just constantly scan the river to see if there's any bridge, any transport, anything.
Yeah. Do we see any vessels at all, or no?
This is not a very wide river.
Okay.
Not at all. Okay. It's a little larger than a creek, really, at this point.
Oh. Okay.
Okay. So I'd say it's like maybe 20 feet across.
Okay.
Okay. All right. But it continues, southwest through the hills. Okay, and you will be able to
refill our water skins for sure.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So you'll have 2 days of water between the two water skins. Actually, maybe actually a little more than that because there's 3 of you. So okay. So let's just say 3 days.
Okay.
All right. Just remember that. Okay. 2 water skins, 3 days between the 3 of you if you ration it. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, and that puts us into the 5th day. Okay. All right, so at this point, it should be quite easy to just follow that river. And down you go. Okay, so you follow the course of that river through the hills. And as you probably, towards I guess that's the end of your day of travel. Okay. You come out of these wooded hills, and the land beyond is also hills, but you can see, as far as you can see in the distance to the southwest, that it is covered in some sort of amber coating. There are no trees. You have come across an area that is covered by the wax.
By the wax, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So we can go no further then.
No.
Both sides of the river?
Yes, both sides of the river.
Okay. This was a waste of our time.
It goes into the river too, right?
It does not go into the river, so at some point it must have crossed the river, because wax can't cross water.
Yeah.
Right? So somewhere downstream, because you haven't come across one yet, there must be some sort of crossing that the wax has been able to take advantage of.
Yeah, but we won't be able to.
No. Not unless you floated downstream somehow.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. If we could get some logs or something to just float downstream.
How do we know that the wax has not has not, traveled for miles and miles and miles. Surely we can't just
Yeah.
bob in the water like,
Like
corpse.
corpse. Yeah.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
We may not have any choice but to travel to Blackfish.
I
Maybe I
grumble
don't
and
recourse.
have it your way, witch. And under my breath.
What did you say to her?
I grumble under my breath away from her. Just have it your way, witch. We'll go to Blackfish Bay. It's where you wanted to go anyway. I'm just trying to, deflect.
She assures you that this does not please her. She does not look forward to going back in that direction.
Mm-hmm.
Perhaps we can skirt the hills to the northwest until we can find the river.
I mean, will this river take us closer to Blackfish?
What, the river that you're on right now?
Mm-hmm.
It just travels out of these hills southwest towards the coast.
Ah, okay. I was only asking because we have fresh water here, and
Yeah.
Yeah, you have an easy supply. If you head north, you will go towards Blackfish Bay,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
But you have to cross swamp to get there,
Yeah.
or travel northwest towards the Mistweaver River. You don't have to cross as much swamp, but you will be going back into the territory of the Bullywugs.
Either the bullywugs or the swamp.
And I mean, and like, this is all like, you're getting lost. That's all random, okay?
Mm-hmm.
You've wound up where you've wound up from the dice rolls. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I'm surprised to see where you are too.
Mm-hmm.
Jeez.
So
So if we go upriver and it's flowing downriver, we could get to Blackfish Bay. Otherwise, we got to skirt west along the hills and try to find an opening with the wax to head to Blackfish Bay, right?
yeah. Basically, Blackfish Bay is north of you guys. Okay.
North. Yeah.
Yeah.
Crossing swamp if you go due north, as far as
Straight
you know.
north. Yeah.
If you go northwest, you're eventually
We skirt
Gonna-
the swamp, but
you're gonna skirt the you're gonna hit that river, the
Mhm.
Mistweaver River.
Mhm.
Okay, but northwest lies the Bullywug Village. You're pretty
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
I know.
But we have less of a chance of becoming turned around, though.
Yeah,
Mm.
we would be able to see. But to be captured again,
Well,
we'll die
yeah.
out here,
Or be lost in the swamp and die of swamp fever and starvation.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. I mean, you've been fortunate so far. You haven't run into anything that's attacked you.
Right.
How long will that last? We don't know. Right.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
And since
And
it appears
your
as though
rations, too. How about your
Ignatius,
rations?
yeah, that's true too. Ignatius isn't the master tracker.
Navigator. Yeah.
Yeah, as I assumed to be.
Now, I just thought of this because I was just looking at Yaris's sheet here,
Mm-hmm.
and she does have purified food and water.
Nice.
Okay, so water won't be an issue
Okay.
if we're
That's
going to
nice.
the swamp.
Okay.
Okay.
That's nice.
Oh.
Just diphtheria and.
Don't be such a negative Nelly.
Okay, well that's better. That helps if she has that ability.
Yes.
But there is still the fact that we may become turned around in the swamp.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That being said, now we may be perhaps we can, if the terrain is accommodating, maybe we can just skirt the edge of the swamp and possibly keep the river in our sights and continue north. And that
Mhm.
might be an option. And if we think that we may encounter the wugs, we may have to go into the swamp temporarily.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
But we can't go south. If we go back southeast, we're going back through the swamp, basically.
Well, we're going back towards the the I was gonna say the glue towards the wax. I mean, there's no
Yeah.
the south is nothing for us.
Uh,
The north is our salvation or our death.
yeah, we're gonna have the most direct route to the north
Mhm.
right now. So
Yes.
if we skirt along the mountains like she suggested, and find an entrance, maybe. I don't know. I don't know. Ignatius is throwing his hands up in the air. He's pulled out half of his hair right now. So he's he gives up in a slump and sits down on a log, but not knowing what to do. So if he crosses the river, it's wax, but not currently where we're at, right? But just north of us, basically, it's wax on both sides. So
No, south of us is wax on both sides.
South of you is wax.
North is blackfish, and the
gotta
swamp
cross
is
the
northeast. Yeah, the swamp is northeasterly.
North and northeast.
Yeah, north and northeast. Yeah,
Yeah.
and potentially bullywug territory.
but still, we could go north along the river to Blackfish Bay, right? Just follow
Yeah.
it up.
Oh yeah,
that's-
if you get back to that river, you still have to swamp. You still have to cross a few miles of swamp.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah. Let's get to where the water is, water supply. Maybe we can run into a boat or something that's going up and navigating up and down the.
Okay, so you're sure. Okay, so by your reckoning, if you go northwest through the hills,
mm-hmm.
across a little bit of swamp,
Yep,
you should hit the river.
yep.
Okay.
Then head due north.
Yep.
Okay.
Agreed.
Okay. So, now you guys had a week's worth of rations,
Mm-hmm.
right?
3 days of water.
3 days. Water's not going to be an issue from this point on.
Well, yeah.
Okay. But you've got right now you've got 3 days of water in your.
I don't want her to burn it up until we need to. So
Right.
Yeah.
So. Okay. So what we'll do is your food is going to be getting low. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So you're either going to have to spend time foraging for herbs, nuts, fruits, etc.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That can be performed alongside your normal movement. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right. But hunting, that's the only thing you can do during that time.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So we'll do that for the next day. We'll head off in that direction.
Yes.
Okay, this is gonna be day 6. Okay, and we're just gonna say that you're gonna forage, so you don't affect your movement rate. Is that safe to say?
Yes.
Sure.
You're not out of food yet, I guess. Eh? You're
Right. It doesn't hurt. We can still
Doesn't
forage.
hurt to forage. Okay, so
Still
somebody
waiting
roll
until we're
six-sided-
starving.
Okay, and roll 6-sided dice. Twice actually, not like just once and then again. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so. Okay, you do forage for stuff. How much food do you find? Roll 6-sided dice. 2. Okay, so that's enough for 2 people. 2 days worth of food for people. Okay, so you can add that to the one more day you have after this. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Let's see. Are you going in the right direction? My secret roll says. Okay.
Are we still? Is the river still on our side?
No, because you're heading away
Oh,
from
we
it,
went
right?
right
Into
north.
the hills.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. Okay. All right. And where is that? Okay, sure. Okay. Yeah, so you'd follow that river back up as far as you could. And you are in the hills, traveling. And I will roll for an encounter for that time. Oops. Okay, we got something going on in the hills.
Oh man.
Something going on. Okay, I don't know what it is. Let's roll 6-sided dice to see if anybody's surprised. Well, that's not surprised. How about you guys? And you're not surprised either. Okay, so let's do the distance. We got how many yards? Actually, somebody roll 4 6-sided dice for me.
Let's roll what? A
4d6. Okay?
Oh, 4d6? Okay.
Yeah, 4d6. Yeah.
There you go.
Okay, so 80 yards away. All right. And let me just get my book here. Hold on. So this is going to be a hill encounter. So no one's surprised. So you didn't sneak up on it or sneak past it. Oh, they don't have that there. Okay, just bear with me for a minute. Counters. Here we go. Wilderness encounters. Where are you? Oh, somebody roll a 2d6 for me. I want to see what the reaction of this thing is to whatever it is.
Okay, 2d6 coming up.
2d6, 12. Oh, okay. That's probably very good. That is very good. Well, whatever it is, it's not going to
eat us yet.
It's not going to attack you. So that's good. And I just have to figure out what it is. Where's the charts on the old school essentials SRD? There's wilderness. Oh, here they are, wilderness encounters. All right. And we are in hills. Okay. Barren Hill. Blah, blah, blah. Okay. You want to roll me a 8-sided dice, somebody?
Okay.
I don't know what this is going to be. I don't know.
Okay. 1.
1? Okay.
Yeah.
So, yeah, some sort of animal on the chart here. And then roll a 12-sided dice.
Okay, 1d12 coming up.
Thank you.
8.
8. Okay. So you can see a large, ferocious looking ape-like creature with a very bright colored butt cheeks. All right. That are flinging crap at each other.
Multiples? More than one.
Oh,
obviously.
yes. Let's see. Number appearing.
Stop right now.
It says 2d6. Okay, 2d6. So there are 8 of them.
Wow.
Okay.
Okay.
But they pause to consider you at your distance of what we said was 80 yards.
Mm-hmm.
And the monster reaction roll came up as 12.
Mm-hmm.
So you can't get much better than that.
Mm-hmm.
So they are not making any threatening moves towards you. They're quite happy just continuing on with throwing their crap at each other.
Okay, we will attempt to skirt around them, giving them a wide berth, and continue on our way.
Yeah, so staying out of the poo flinging.
The dice have been in your favor again.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Okay, and you continue on the route that you were going.
A cow would have been better, but yeah.
A cow would have been better.
Or some chickens.
Okay. So by the end of that day, you come out of the hills, and there is swamp ahead of you to the northwest.
Okay.
All right, we got to transverse through this to get to where we need to go.
Okay.
And before you come out of the hills, I'm just going to see what kind of visibility we have, because that might help you with the weather. 7 overcast. Okay. Okay, so from your hills, before you come down to the swamp, you can see the river.
Okay. Yeah.
Off in the almost at the very edge of your vision. So you're sure that's going to be anywhere from 10 to 12 miles.
Okay.
Yeah, there was much rejoicing.
Yes. Okay.
You can also see from that vantage point that just before the river, the maybe 8 miles of swamp, and then it turns into woods.
Okay. So we
And
got
then
to
the
get
river.
through some woods first.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
So if you can continue, and it will have to be the next day then, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Okay. So we'll go to the next day. This is day 8. You guys have been lucky.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
This is a hex run if I ever saw one.
Oh my gosh. All right. So next day, you head down the swamp. You're setting your course, which is net northwest. Okay. And let's see. Down to the swamp, down, and I mean, it's not. It's it's wooded swamps, right? It's
Mm-hmm.
it is easy to get lost in the swamp.
Try to go in there in the
Okay.
we see the
All right.
activity of the sun.
So you head down to the swamp and carry on that way. I'll roll for an encounter. No encounter. Wow. Okay. And about 2/3 of your way through that day of travel, you come into a lightly wooded area.
Okay. So that seems to be right then. Okay.
Seems to be right. So just so you know what happened there, you actually rolled to get lost,
Mhm.
right? But
Yeah.
then when I rolled to see which random direction you
We went in
went,
the right direction.
you went in the right direction.
Okay. All right. I'll take it. Okay.
All right.
All right.
Okay. So, so you've come into this treed area, and the trees seem to just kind of go to the northwest and northeast, to the south swamp. Okay.
Okay.
And if you continue on the course that you're going, which you are, you do eventually come to the banks of a river.
Score. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
I
And
told you I
pretty-
would lead you here.
Wow. Okay. Lucky bastards. Okay. So- oh man, I love this when I don't know what's going to happen. I tell you, that's great. Okay, so there you go. So now you got to the river. All right.
Mm-hmm.
You need to go upstream.
Yes.
So you will be heading northeast.
Okay.
Roughly saying northeast.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So you've got 1, 2, 3. Okay. So that'll put you at the end of that day's travel.
Okay.
Okay. So, and there is no other encounters that day. Okay, so now we're going to go to the 9th day. Okay. No, we don't have to roll for getting lost or anything like that because
Mm-hmm.
you're following the river.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, we will continue to forage, I guess.
Yes, if you want
We
to roll
have-
for foraging.
We have water.
So you have water.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yep.
Your foraging gave you enough for 2 people, so you're at the end of your iron rations. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So as you travel, yes, do some foraging. Roll for that. 1 in 6 chance. Actually, it might be better here.
Am I rolling, Dale, or you rolling?
I'll roll
Okay, all right.
for the 6.
Yeah, it might be better, he said. So we may get a squeeze a 2 out of
Hold
6 out of it. I don't know.
Boom.
Oh, well, we got 1, so you're good. Yeah,
You did? Okay.
yeah get 1.
And for how many people? Roll 6-sided dice.
All right. Dang. I'm hitting double
2.
ones and twos.
Yeah,
Okay, enough for
better
2
than that.
people.
That's not
Okay.
horrible. I don't make that
It's
work.
not horrible. All right. So you've got enough. I think you should have enough for all of you for a day. Okay?
Another day.
Another day. So that's good. All right. And you continue up the river. And at some point around mid-morning, things open up a bit. just... Yeah, the area around here gets to be a little... Looks like it's flooded a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I know what I want to show you. Yeah, so you're on the banks of the river, and I'll show you. This is what you see sitting by the side of the river.
Okay, that's not good.
Can you see that?
Okay. Yeah.
You see
Oh man,
A
what
sitting
figure.
perfectly still
crap is that?
by the side of the river.
Good
Yeah.
grief.
You see that? It looks
Okay.
like a person covered
Okay.
My voice kind of shudders
Lost.
and I look at Maximilian.
Okay.
My voice
Alright.
kind of shudders and I look at Maximilian. One of your ilk?
I have no idea, but nothing we want to, no one we want to interact with. I think
I
in
don't think we would
that,
need to
yeah,
disturb
they're
this.
either fishing or,
They are not moving at all
but yeah. So no. We
on the
don't want
opposite bank. Okay.
to- Oh, they're on the opposite bank. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Okay.
All right.
Okay. We'll keep going, but we'll keep that
There's
figure in our
there's no
sights.
wax over there, is it?
No,
Oh,
there's no wax
okay.
at all. No,
That's
it's
a
more
good
like
question.
they're just covered in some sort of moss or
Moss or
something. I don't
something.
know.
And we better leave it alone.
Continuing on.
Yeah, we do. Yeah.
Yeah.
Continuing on, and eventually,
Oh, what's that?
it's the river.
Oh, okay.
But you start to see
Ah, look at that.
something. Okay, and you do
Ignatius,
see. You
look.
do see also on your side of the river
Yeah.
that another one of these
What?
crouched shapes.
That's before this. We get to this settlement or whatever. Correct.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Okay.
say it's probably. So the water here, see where it's darker, it's heavier, and you can actually see flow.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I'm gonna say probably. No, that's not what I wanted. Let's see. Yeah. Okay. That's not good. Anyways.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I see what I did wrong there. Okay.
Is this a flooded settlement or it's just
Yeah, it's flooded.
okay? All right.
Okay.
Does the river water seem is the coloration roughly the same? Does it look off at all in any sense?
Well, the differentiation color is depth. Okay.
Yeah, but
So
that's
it's
it. Okay,
shallower
so
where it's
not,
lighter.
Okay.
The white though is indicating current.
Movement. Yeah. Nothing.
Yeah.
So nothing unusual. Okay. To us anyway.
Okay.
Yeah, I
Okay.
just.
But like I said, you do see this crouched form on your side of the river.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I say out loud. I say, is the river tainted, or were they seeking to quench their thirsts, or what?
They aren't moving.
I snapped
Yeah, yeah.
myself out of, like stupefaction whenever you speak to me. Tear my eyes away from these figures that are standing there, and I look and I don't know what they are. This whole area's been flooded. Look how the river spills over its banks.
Are we able to walk through, or is the depth too
No,
much?
where it's shallow, you can walk through.
Okay.
Yeah, I take my
All right.
pole and stick it in there and say, should be fine. It doesn't look.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, perhaps we can find something to eat, or
Perhaps we should not eat what they eat.
yeah, that's true too.
Ignatius,
Yes.
how did you get are you from Blackfish Bay, or did you?
Oh yeah,
Go
I am.
there.
I was the one who remember bested. What is the local killer
Like,
hero there?
is that Gregor?
Yeah, remember?
Okay,
the same
so-
guy that did the bar brawl started that bar brawl.
Yeah. The one-armed guy, right?
Yeah, the one-armed bandit. I called him.
Yeah. Okay, so you are from Blackfish Bay, so you've never been downriver before,
Correct.
or have you?
Correct. No, I've never been to Del River.
Okay, all right.
Well, I did the pole that I use is because I would ferry people,
Right.
across a little bit around, but I don't recall it being this far down. Now, if this is relatively close to Blackfish Bay, I might recognize it.
It's probably one day south of one.
Oh, yeah, that's close.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
There's a good
actually, you know what? If you, you're probably going to know where you are. Okay.
Okay.
Mhm.
This is Haunted Heronford.
Ah, this is the settlement.
Yes.
Okay.
And up ahead, you can see a 4-tower bridge crossing the river. And up on that bridge, you could have swore you saw a cowled figure peering down from you.
Okay. Yeah, I'm still shuddering. And I'll whisper that information to Maximilian.
And you have heard tales of this place. You know, it is indeed haunted by something.
Oh, well, we want to
And
avoid this then. Okay.
all right.
Okay.
And as you look around, you notice on the banks of the river even more of these silent, crouched figures.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man.
And some will be standing. They're not all crouched, okay? But
Mm-hmm.
here and there, you will see them standing perfectly still.
But are they all riverbound, or are they scattered amongst the
no, they're
the
not
settlement?
just riverbound. As you look around, you
Okay.
start to see more and more.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay.
but yeah, they're
Okay.
like that. Okay,
Okay. Mhm.
covered in moss.
So I will.
I've-
Go
Yeah,
ahead.
I've always turned short of this place, but I've heard legends of it or rumors of it. That's what I'll let Maximilian know, and that I'll bid him to remain silent as we go through there, to not stir or awaken any evil, or the haunts that reside here.
Yes.
What has happened to these people?
I don't know. You haven't approached them.
No, Ignatius. What has
Yeah, I
happened
mean,
to these
what have
people?
I probably heard in my?
There are worse things than spirits that stalk the lands around this town. You have heard. There is a being here whose very glimpse can turn you to stone.
So those people are stone. Okay. All right. Well, we need to make haste.
And that is where we shall stop for the night.
Okay. All right.
Oh,
Okay.
jeez. Okay.
Okay. That's a good place to stop, isn't it?
Yeah. Okay. So was that too much dice rolling? Was I don't know. 'Cause it was procedural.
I mean, that's how we travel from place to place. So that's the procedure. So no,
You know. With,
yeah. I mean, we
is
had
that
the
okay, or is that too much?
well.
You think it was too much, right?
Well, that's because 90% of my gaming is not hex crawling. So to me,
Right.
To me it may seem a little excessive, but that's what we're doing though.
Right,
So
the
I don't
moment
think
it's
that,
extra.
So
Yeah.
I think that,
And that's not what we're always going to be doing.
well, yeah, but I mean, that's
Yeah.
that's kind of the process that
That's,
now the only thing is that means that I guess during the next session, wherever we have it, we have to figure out whoever joins in, we kind of have to figure out how we're going to fit them.
Well,
since we
here's
didn't
the
make
thing.
it.
Do we continue with this party here, right?
That's true. Yeah, or the other. Okay.
Or
yeah.
because now this is 9 days later. I mean, we're on different
timetables now.
timetables.
That's a
now,
good
right?
point too. That's a good
So
point.
I have to line up that too with
Oh wow, you got your
where
hands
they
full.
are, right?
Okay. Yeah.
Hopefully, this doesn't become too unwieldy,
Yeah. Okay.
right?
Yeah.
I thought I'd give it a try to see if we could actually maneuver
Mm-hmm.
two groups. But now,
Well, and
what happens if we have a night where Dell can make it, but you can't make it?
right.
You know?
Yeah.
So-
yeah. And I think we were as almost pretty much we were as direct as we were pretty much gonna be. We didn't dawdle too much, because of the dice. So I mean, a little
No,
bit.
you guys.
but,
I'll send you guys a picture
yeah.
of your actual journey
where
here.
we went.
You know,
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask. I think it's interesting, and I love the fact that when you GM, you don't know what's going to happen. You roll dice a lot to find out what is
Yeah.
what is going to appear. So
At least in this sort of thing, like I mean, when you're in Blackfish Bay, there's set things
Mm-hmm.
as far as you have the job board, so you go do those things.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, there's a bound up in little adventures or whatever. But even like when we escaped out of the bullywug cages, and the guard was walking that way, you rolled to find out if he was going left or right, in which area. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I mean, little things like that, I find interesting. Now, as far as the hex crawl, and that we know there's a certain danger element of Joth that when you feel like you survive, because we could have been lost and just starved to death, and then that would have been our tail. You know what I mean? And we could have rolled plenty of, or been eaten by, like if those
carnivorous apes or whatever, baboons or whatever.
Yeah, exactly. That could have been the end of us. Exactly.
Yeah.
So, you do feel lucky when you have that guillotine hanging over your head. You know what I mean? Whether it's going to drop or not.
True.
And as far as the time stamp, like you said, this is 9 days ahead. Well, that might give us some leeway, because I could make another character out of Blackfish Bay, and they can play up to that time. So you can kind of, until the parties meet, if they ever do, you know what I mean, give some kind of, it's not a big deal to roll up another character and meet somebody along the way, and have multiple adventures. Yeah. So it's like two Chronicles running at the same time.
So I mean, we're trying to get some gaming in here, so we're,
but that's, I mean, under the circumstances of Joth being Joth, just having a session of overland travel and not having any encounters is a good thing. So, so I wouldn't consider that to be, a waste of time by any means, because we're almost there. There's no guarantee that we're going to still make it, but we're close. So, and this is kind of just something that gives us kind of like a cliffhanger, so to speak. We haven't encountered anything here yet, but we've seen that there is something going on here. So that's cool. Yeah.
Yeah. There's I just listened to the last episode today. Or it was yesterday. But where y'all found Otho in the tree.
Yes.
It's David's like going through like which character was it? Going down your list. But, the certain characters that are creatures that we come up into in situations in Joth, I find pretty creative. The spider, he had been sucked dry of all his bones. That spider was, comprised of his victims. Yeah. And this is like it's pretty haunting.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Different things. Yeah. So I do appreciate that a lot.
Yeah.
It has a certain feel about the world that's tangible, I suppose you could think. And you're walking into an area, you feel like there's real danger there. So
well, that's the name of the game. I'm going for. So I mean, maybe we don't always want to be stuck in procedural hex crawl mode. So, I mean, but that's just a taste of that for tonight.
Yeah, it's circumstantial,
It's circumstantial. Next time, if you can get past Herrenford, you just have to follow this river. It'll be slow going because it is going through swamp, but you will not get lost.
Yeah, I mean that factor takes a lot out of it as well. So
definitely.
So
find a King's Road or find a river. And
stick to it. Yeah,
get off into a swamp or whatever. Like you're screwed. There's no tracks. No nothing. So that aspect, it is dangerous.
Yeah,
to veer off path.
Yep.
Yes. And I'm actually amazed that you guys, just two of you, didn't get.
I know, that's what I was.
Wiped out. So that's pretty cool.
Lead the well witch,
Yeah.
She get a lot of trust in us now.
Right.
Good.
Yeah.
But that was awesome. It was nice to go back there and do some procedural hex crawl, because I haven't did that really like that.
And I don't know. Well, like I said, I'll show you. I'll take a picture later on. I'll show you, because maybe what you imagined, my description was totally different than what I've got down here. Okay. Yeah. But well, it is what it is. I just don't. When we're doing this and you're disorientated, I want to keep you disorientated.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and
Makes
hopefully
sense.
I can explain it as well as I can so that you can at least envision it somewhat for yourselves.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
so okay. Well, thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you,
Let's
Todd.
see. I
And
got to
David,
think
too.
about this because there is the matter of hexes explored,
Oh, I know. That's what I was thinking. I was going cha-ching,
right? And I
cha-ching.
Oh wow.
yeah, actually, ka-ching, ka-ching, because I think last time I said it was 100 XP for every
Yeah,
hex that
every
you
hex.
pass, every 4 mile hex. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so because that's what I did last time
Mm-hmm.
around Blackfish Bay. Okay, so
Did you post
yeah,
that?
Yeah, I thought I
Did you?
did.
Okay. Okay. I may not have just seen it. So.
You guys got like 433 experience points.
Okay.
Sorry.
That's that spore.
Maybe that's in the recap from last time. Hold on. Damn spores.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Yeah.
Okay.
I
Well,
was
that's
actually
different
wondering-
It's different characters, so yeah, that's fine.
Different characters.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
yes.
These creatures are spore
400
creatures.
4 XPs were four hexes were explored last time.
Okay.
Okay. You guys, 1, 2, 3,
Did a few more.
4. I'm not gonna. If you go back past through it, I'm not gonna.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Not
1,
doubling
2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Although when we do double back, we still have a chance of encountering
7.
stuff, don't we?
He's doing it.
So.
Yeah, but you're. I can't. I can't. Yeah,
I'm just messing.
So,
Giving you a hard
1, 2, 3,
time.
4, 5, 6,
Doubling back.
7,
ain't
8,
good.
and then back 9, 10, 11.
Oh wow! Really?
Wow! Yes.
There you go. That's what I was thinking.
Okay, so
Cha-ching.
1100 XP
Jeez.
so that's hey, it's worth it, right? I mean,
Well, yeah, because we survived it.
If you survive. right? So good for you two.
Sweet. Sweet.
No monsters, no treasure,
I don't think that's
Right?
enough to. I
but
don't think
that
does
there.
anything.
So maybe that in that way would encourage exploration.
Mhm. Well, yeah.
You know, well, let's trail, right?
Okay, I'm about
So-
halfway there, Dell. About halfway there.
Good.
So neither one of you have been beyond here. I mean, up to Blackfish Bay, but I mean,
Mhm.
Dell, you've never been downriver from Blackfish Bay, so this will be exploration for you from here on in also for next time.
Mhm.
Okay.
Okay? Okay.
Yeah.
So that's 1100 XP each. Wow.
Yep.
For 11 hexes explored. Cool.
Okay.
Okay. There we go. Now we're getting some movement going. Maybe somebody's going to level up soon. I don't know.
Yeah,
What is that all about?
I know, right?
Trying to pick up the pace. Okay. Well, I had a lot of fun, guys.
Okay.
That was I didn't know what was going to happen, so
Yeah.
I was playing along at home too.
Oh yeah, plenty of
You
fun.
know,
It was good.
It was good. All right.
All right.
The dice were your friends tonight.
I know, right? Yeah.
I know. Okay. Well, thank you so much.
Okay.
Thank you, Todd. Thank you, David.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Likewise,
Yeah.
guys. Well, I'll talk to you guys later then.
Yeah. Okay.
Have a good night.
Good night.
All right.